Hi, Fruity Louise here. I'm here with Carr from Fruitliving, and he is a super energetic and inspirational triathlete with a lot of motivation and advice to share. And I've been following you on YouTube and Snapchat, and I just have some questions that I want to ask you that we normally don't hear about you. So yeah. So the first thing is, like, who were Ted before he started this raw vegan journey?
Who was Ted before he started the raw vegan journey? Ted, right before he started the raw vegan journey, was an 18-year-old pot-smoking metalhead. How's that?
Wow.
A lot of weed, a lot of nicotine as well. Started smoking cigarettes. Just loved dark music, man. Loved dark imagery. Loved dark lyrics. Hate music. And I just wasn't in a good place in my life. I was 25 pounds heavier than I was now. Doing things I absolutely hated because I thought that's what you had to do.
Right.
That you had to go to college. And I was just not feeling well at all.
Health-wise, how were you feeling?
I was having panic attacks, mini panic attacks on the bus rides home from college. Thinking like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. What am I gonna do? Like this, I need to escape. I just needed to escape.
So
and,
you were...
I didn't know the answer. I didn't know what would come of it. I just knew I couldn't continue going on.
Right. You were crying, depressed, or?
Oh yeah. There were days when 7 days would go by, and I remember thinking back like, I don't remember a day that's gone by now where I haven't cried, where I haven't not cried. Like I've just been crying every single day. This was earlier before age 18 or so, maybe my mid-teens, but still, just my mood was off, and I thought that was. Honestly, I thought it was normal.
Really?
But at the same time, I knew I couldn't go on like that. Like I needed to make a change of some sort, if it was even possible. I don't know. Okay.
So what changed?
What changed? Well, in my dark and angry state, I was watching a lot of really dark and evil stuff on YouTube, and some of the stuff I like to watch, like skateboard bails and people getting hurt and stuff. I thought it was funny. And then I watched a video of cows getting slaughtered in a slaughterhouse. So I was like, okay, let's see how cows get slaughtered. I can handle that. I'm man enough to see what a cow looks like when he gets slaughtered or she gets slaughtered. And as soon as I watched it, I was like, this isn't right. This isn't right. Like, by eating meat, I'm supporting this? Nope. Too far. Too far. That's not even funny. It's not even cool. That's just effed up, man. And so I used my anger, I suppose, for the positive and thought, I'm standing up for this. I will no longer eat red meat. No longer eat red meat. And then my friends started calling me vegetarian, and I was like, well, like in my head, I'm like, I still eat chicken and fish, but like, yeah, sure, call me vegetarian. And then because they put that label on me, even though I wasn't officially vegetarian, they're putting the label on me. I was like, oh, I guess I'll take on that label. It sounds cool. I'm vegetarian.
Okay. And how old were you?
I was 18 and a half, 19.
Okay. That must have been tough.
And then, friends teasing at me at the gym and stuff, teasing me. It's like, whatever, these punks, whatever. Right. So, yeah, then I took on the label of being vegan vegetarian there shortly after, watching some YouTube videos about vegan celebrities or vegetarian celebrities. I'm like, if it's good enough for these vegetarian celebrities, vegan celebrities, it's got to be good enough for me. Okay.
And how did your family and friends take it?
Yeah, family and friends, they definitely thought it was a phase.
Right.
My friends, I told you, they were teasing me a bit. My friends, my family was, they saw it coming on bit by bit by bit. And they saw me maybe lose some weight. They definitely saw me lose weight. They saw me spending more money on food and going out of my way to buy food. They saw my acne clear up. I had horrendous acne. My acne cleared up very, very quickly when I started getting into the raw foods. And my mood was just much better, and I was just much more energetic, so I was able to express myself athletically, go for more runs and things like that once I cut out the crap. Okay. So they definitely saw that.
I'm kind of following you, like I said, on YouTube and Snapchat, and you seem so energetic. You're always charged and high vibe, and like, are you always like that?
Well, when you're by yourself, you're not like, oh my god, let's do this, right? You're not like yelling and screaming and whatever, Tony Robbins pump up stuff. And I don't see myself like that. Even when I'm on stage, people are like, oh my Ted, that was so inspirational, high vibes. I'm like, I was just talking, like, I can't help it, just comes out like that. So I don't try to do that, but like my default, Louise, is contentment. Right. I'm just very content. And some people's default is like they go into worry, they go into anxiety, they go into maybe depression. They're like an angry mood is their default. But I'm very content. 9 times out of, or I should say how many hours a day, like most hours of the day I'm just content. Every now and then when I make a YouTube video, when I'm having a conversation with someone, or I'm doing a Skype call, a coaching call, or I'm on stage like here at the festival, the UK festival, I can get pretty pumped up for sure, because I'm very passionate about these things. Once you start getting stuff flowing, you get very pumped up, very passionate about them. But when I'm not talking about them, when I'm not like, stirring up ideas in my head, I'm pretty content. But I'm always looking forward to the future. So I'm pretty nostalgic about the future.
So you never have like low days where you just cry and think everything sucks?
Well, like I said, I definitely used to. And as recent as maybe a couple months ago when I was still consuming some caffeine, every time after a caffeine high would come a caffeine crash. And caffeine crashes don't just bring you back to where you were, they bring you back lower than you were. And those suck. And I was taking caffeine for triathlon because I was prioritizing my athletic performance above my health.
Right.
And that's changed in recent months now. I'm now putting my health as number one and athletic performance a bit further down the list. I care more about other things now.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So rarely ever do I have down days, and the reason I was having so many down days was because I was taking drugs, man. Caffeine's a drug, green tea is a drug, black tea is a drug, coffee is a drug, caffeine pills are a drug. So since I cut those out, mood is just smooth sailing, as it should be.
So it seems like you're pretty happy all the time. So do you have any struggles, like things you seem like you've manifested almost everything you needed or wanted in your life?
Life is always going to be a somewhat of a struggle. Life is not smooth like the top of a MacBook Air. Life is not like this. Life will never be like this. Life is always going to be like a bunch of tree roots everywhere. There's always going to be things that you've got to overcome, and there's always a mountainous terrain. And that's what makes it so exciting. If you want a nice and easy life, lay in bed and don't get out of bed. Tell me how enjoyable that is.
What are you striving for?
Yeah, sure. So the things I struggle with day-to-day stuff on a regular basis, just like every other human. I can't find my shoes, I can't find my jacket. Where's my wallet? Did someone steal my phone? Those little things. But the big things, it's like I'm launching an app in a bit. It's like I'm putting a lot of money into this app. I'm going into debt on this app. And one of the things is, not can I get out of debt, but that thing is like, how many people can I get to use this app? Can I get the idea across to get people to use this app? Like, this is like a big thing that I think about every single day. So launching my app out there, starting a company, moving to San Francisco in January, I started a company with that. That's a really big challenge. That's a really big hurdle I need to, I would love to jump over and to get through and to experience. I absolutely love the journey there. Other challenges is like, I need to get ready for a talk here. I got to prepare my talk and things like that. And I want to have a family in the future for sure. That's like a big challenge there. I want to have a fruit forest. Definitely want to have a fruit forest. Okay. Where just everywhere it's just trees ready for picking all around the world as well. So communities in different parts of the world, different times of the year.
Okay, awesome.
So that is like a big vision. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but I know it will pan out because I'm not going to live my life for any other reason than those.
Okay.
I'm here to fulfill the vision.
So I know you use what is called law of attraction, and you and many others, we don't tend to use the word law of attraction. We just talk about manifestations and how thoughts become things. Yeah. Like, how much are you using it yourself? And are you good at it? Like, can you manifest anything
question.
you want?
So using the law of attraction is not like using a wand. You don't pick it up and say, poof, like something appear. It's more like you become, instead of using law of attraction, you become aware that there is such a thing as the law of attraction. It's like gravity. Like if I drop this phone, it's going to drop every single time. It's just the nature of gravity. And with law of attraction, whatever you focus on, it comes into your life. That's just the nature of it. Right. It's a law of a universe. It's not a man-made law. It's a law of a universe. Works every single time.
How did you discover it?
So I'm definitely aware that I use it. You can become consciously aware that you want to use it. So you say, okay, I want to have a YouTube channel. So you just focus on the YouTube channel, and you'll have a YouTube channel in just a very short period of time. It's honestly that simple. Whatever you focus on, you get. How do I use it? How do I use it now?
Oh no, how did you discover
that it works? How do I discover it now? How do I discover that it works? Well, I just wrote down a list of everything I wanted. I wrote down a list of everything I wanted. I wanted a car, I wanted a girlfriend, I wanted to make my money online, I wanted to live in the tropics 365 days a year, I wanted to be a public speaker. I wrote these things down on paper before they were even realistic. The things I wanted, but they were unrealistic. And so now, I'm living my dream life in that regard. Like I'm standing up, I'm giving speeches, I'm making my money online. I have everything I wanted on that list, or the things that I don't have on that list, I no longer even want. So it's perfect. I did that with a list of things. I made mind movies on it, took pictures off the internet, said like I really want these things, put music to go behind them, made a good collage, a slideshow with them. And everything in these mind movies that I once made, I now either have or no longer want. Okay. It's freaky.
So now
like
you
it's
want
freaky.
New stuff.
Yeah, it's freaky. Like down to the model of the same bike I had there. Everything on those mind movies I now have.
Like you obviously didn't know about law of attraction when you was a child, a kid. How did you feel when you discovered that this is how it all works? How did you feel?
Yeah, how did I feel? Great question. So I think we all can feel the truth when we hear it. It's hard to put the truth in words sometimes, so thank God for whoever talked about law of attraction and put it into words. Fantastic. Because...
Weren't you amazed? Like,
yeah,
wow.
I was like, honestly at first I was like, well, it sounds like maybe a bit cheesy, but like, it makes sense, so I'm just gonna try it anyway, and just went for it, and nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Nothing. You might as well try it. As maybe as spiritually woo-woo BS as it sounds, like you might as well try it and just watch what happens. Watch what happens. And we all experience it on a day-to-day basis. When we buy a new car, when we buy like let's say a red Toyota, we see red Toyotas everywhere. You know, they're just everywhere because we're so emotionally involved with that red Toyota now. Now we see it everywhere. So. Yeah, and I just read books about law of attraction. I read things like from Abraham Hicks about the law of attraction, Bob Proctor on the law of attraction, a bunch of different YouTube videos on law of attraction. Thoughts Become Things, great video on YouTube there. So tons of great resources online about it.
Right. Yeah, I can hear you super excited about it, so that's cool. I want to talk about something completely different.
Sure.
So I know you're polyamorous.
Yeah.
And like that is something to do with having several partners. Or several girlfriends.
The freedom to have several girlfriends or partners.
Right,
the freedom to have. Not necessarily having, but the freedom to have.
To have, okay. So how does that work for you? Does it work?
How does it work and does it work? Yeah, how does it work? Well, it works only with a lot of communication. So you straight up need to tell the person you're with that you are polyamorous.
Right.
In the same way that you tell someone that maybe you're very religious, if you're religious, then you tell them right away you're very religious. Or if you're vegan, you tell them you're vegan right away. It's not something you try and hide.
Okay.
It's something you say straight up saying, I'm polyamorous, I'm vegan, I'm raw vegan, I'm fruitarian. So that's number one, being open about it right off the bat. And another thing, when I tell girls about it for the first time, they often have never heard of it before.
Right.
In the same way you tell someone about, well, they ask questions. A bit concerned, maybe a bit hesitant to go down that road. But once they're asking a couple of questions, like what about jealousy, or what about communication, or what about all these different things, they just don't know. Sure, diseases, yeah, when having sex with multiple partners, they don't know, so they ask.
Right.
And once I explain these things to them, they're very into the idea now, because if I really like a girl, she really likes me back, typically. I hope that's how it works. It's very mutual. And so when you really like someone, you accept them for who they are. You accept them if they're vegan, if they're vegetarian, if they're meat eaters even. A lot of people I absolutely love their meat eaters. I'll still love them. So when I say I'm polyamorous and they really like me, then they're going to accept that. Right. And vice versa. If I didn't hear about polyamory, but I really liked a girl, she's told me she's polyamorous, then I'd be open to the idea and accept her for who she is. So that's really important, the acceptance factor there. But like I said, it just takes communication. So every relationship is different too. Every relationship is different. We know this from already. From our parents to our mother, we have different relationships with both of them. From a brother, from a sister, we have different relationships. With a cousin, with their uncles, with their aunts, different relationships. They all have different, modes of communication, styles of communication. Maybe my mom will text only. My dad, I'm only going to call him up. My sister, I'm only going to see face to face. Right? It's different styles of communication just in your family, let alone with your intimate lovers. And having said that, polyamory is not necessarily about just having a bunch of intimate lovers.
Right.
Like I'm polyamorous right now, and it's like, I have an intimate partner in Thailand, and haven't seen her in a few months now because I'm in Canada. When I go back to Thailand, it'll be cool to see her again.
Right.
But not necessarily like I'm here at these festivals going around and just being with everyone.
Right.
It's so rare to find someone who's totally in alignment, totally in vibration with who you are and who you want to be. So when you find that person, we call it love. It's just like, wow, like I feel so strongly towards this person in a way that I've never felt towards any other person.
Right.
And the way I like to describe it is like I like to describe your relationships with different people in the same way you describe different relationships with fruits. Okay. So you love mangoes, and you really love mangoes. You're really happy with mangoes, but then someone introduces you to papaya, and you're like, wow, papaya is also amazing. Right? Maybe you're like, papaya is even better than mango, but then you realize, hey, they're both like pretty damn amazing. You love them both. And then maybe durian comes along. You're like, wow, durian's like so good, but it's so different. It's very heavy. And then bananas come along. Your bananas are a lot more convenient. Like they're always there for you. They're always ready. Boom, boom, boom. So you still love all these different fruits, but there's different times, different places for each of them. Just because you're eating papayas doesn't mean you don't like mangoes. Just because you're eating durian doesn't mean you don't like bananas. And you can still love them all. Still love them all. And sometimes, sure, it's not good to mix them. Maybe you don't want to mix avocado with tomato and watermelon.
I think we get you.
You don't want to mix that watermelon with avocado. Sometimes you don't want to mix. But watermelon on her own is fine. Avocado on her own is fine. And
you're not
some of them mix well. Some of them mix well. No.
You don't get jealous?
Well, I used to, definitely.
Right.
I got sick with jealousy before when I got into the polyamorous game. I just tried to maybe do too much too soon and didn't work out too well. Not enough communication there. Definitely learned from that lesson. But jealousy is a learned behavior.
Really?
Just like greed. Greed is learned behavior. I think we hoard it all for ourselves. But actually, in nature, if you have the best fruit ever, the best experience, you seeing the sunset. Louise, look at the sunset. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
We want to share these beautiful experiences, right? We want to share this amazing nectarine, white flesh nectarine. Here, have a bite. It's fantastic. Like, you just have to share it. You have to. You cannot help it. You have to share it. When you come up with a great idea, you have to share it. Otherwise, whatever you don't express, you suppress. Suppression turns to depression, depression turns to disease. So when it comes to your partner, again, we've learned to hoard our partners. She's mine. She's mine. Anyone else looks at her, I'm gonna mess them up. You know, don't even look at her. Hey, what's up? This is Louise. She's mine. Mine. Instead of being like, hey Louise, like I really enjoy spending time with you, and you're like, oh Ted, like I also like spending time with this person. I'm like, okay, sure, like cool. Who's this other person? Maybe introduce me to him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna gel with this other guy that she likes. Maybe I won't. It's okay. I'm not gonna gel with everyone. I'm sure you like a lot of people at this festival that I don't maybe necessarily totally jive with, and vice versa. I hang out with a lot of people that you don't even hang out with. But oftentimes the people that we love other people that we really relate to.
Right.
You know, it's like our best friends, we listen to the same music. This other band I've never heard of before, they introduced me to a new band. I'm like, I definitely like that band because no matter what this person likes, I like. Same with the friends.
Okay.
So it's okay to share your friends, share your partners, just in the same way you share your best friends.
It's amazing that you can.
Everybody just wants a best friend at the end of the day. And if you can be intimate with your best friend, that's just that much better.
Wow.
That's really the simplest way to put it.
Would you ever give up polyamory for the right girl? If you were so in love and this was the girl you wanted, would you give it up?
I wouldn't need to.
Right.
I wouldn't need to. That's the thing. That question's phrased in a way that almost acts as like maybe it's potentially necessary to give it up. Maybe sure if there's a gun to my head. It's like if you don't give it up, then blah blah. Then for sure I'd give it up.
Right.
Just don't kill me, please. But you got a total paradigm shift and realize it's a new way of living. It's like saying if you were stuck on an island, would you eat a bunch of pigs? It's like, well, just have the coconut trees. Just have the mangoes, just have the papayas. There's mango papaya trees all over the islands, right? Why would you need to eat a pig? It's just like, you don't need to. So, it's a huge paradigm shift. So yeah, I wouldn't need to. And so, if I had to, then no, I wouldn't.
Then another question comes to mind. It's like, what if you, like I know you want kids. And you have multiple girlfriends and you want several kids maybe. Would you make all the girlfriends move in together, or how would that work?
Good question. I would definitely love the idea of community. I've been to several festivals throughout my life, and every time I'm at a festival, I feel at home.
Right.
I feel like there's no better place to be. I don't feel like I need to be anywhere. Everything I have is here. This is my family. This is my crew. This is my life. Right? When you're around friends, you're around family. Friends are family. When you're around family, man, that's home. Home is where the heart is, and heart is where the family is.
True,
right?
true.
And friends are family. So when you're with around a lot of friends, I'm with hundreds of friends here. I meet new ones every day. It's just the best place to be. So I would love community. I need community as much as I need good fruit and I need good friends. And so I visualize myself, I have the vision for myself living in communities around the world.
Right.
Perhaps only one community at a time, and then maybe another one, then maybe another one. But I would love it. I would love it. It would be ideal if all of my children were in one place, you know, in one community, in a big community. I'm talking acres and acres with massive fruit forests everywhere.
Right.
And all of the mothers of those children were also in the same community.
And they
of
got
course.
along, yeah.
Yeah, and got along, sure. That would be ideal. So that's what I'm striving for, definitely.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. It's not something a lot of people talk about.
No.
So it's like for the first time ever, someone's saying like you can live on just fruit. You think he's a crackpot? He's living on just fruit. He doesn't even have his protein powder, man. He's out to lunch. It's like just bananas. And we see Ann Osborne walking by, 80 days on just oranges, and she's feeling fantastic.
Yeah.
So these things that we've never considered before are actually totally possible, and not only possible, but they feel great. It feels great being able to share your love. Love is multiplied when it's shared. It really is. And our hearts are not a box that fill up with love. It's not like we have a finite amount of love we can give. We can love infinitely.
Right.
You know, we love more than one person at a time. We love more than one city at a time, more than one song at a time. I have a ton of favorite songs or playlists, right? It's like, hey, you can't listen to that song because I thought you said that was your favorite song.
True, true.
It's like with people, man, like we all got our own instruments, we all got our own songs that we can play, our own vibes. And we love different vibes at different times.
Thank you so much for sharing all your ideas and views. It's very inspiring and
Thank you. Thanks for watching, guys.
So, yeah, I hope you liked it. And if you want to see more interesting interviews about Ted, you can go to...
Yeah, find me on fruitliving.com, Fruitliving on YouTube, and Ted Carr on Snapchat. Definitely get me on Snapchat. And if you want more interviews of like this, subscribe to Louise.
Yeah,
subscribe
Fruity Louise. See you in the next video.
Peace.
Bye. If you would like to know more about how I got well naturally, you can go to my website and get more information. Here you can get a Get Started guide where I tell you all about the diet and lifestyle that I used, and you can also download my top 5 tips totally free. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.